Hello everybody, back again, and we've already had game one, but I think I might have got them the wrong way round. This one is game one and the other one is game two, but anyway, it's two games. And this is Wantsomenoo's deck. He's got Vanguard, Gorno Strelka. He's playing on Kostritsa map, so let's have a look at this. I was recently talking about this division in the CQC, for the CQC infantry, so this is a decent choice for this map. Got some nice cheap units. These things can do some nice work, so good choice. Only 15 points, 6 man. They got TNT, decent submachine guns. The Gorno Strelka, again, even though they're not exactly the most efficient on a map like this, they can do work. He's going to suffer in the open though, but he does have these guys for it in the open. But he's only got 6 of them. He's double vetted them. None of the cheaper 20 point. This is the thing, you got so much choice in this division with the CQC infantry. It's hard to know what to take and what to leave. And these things, they've had a price reduction, I believe. They used to be 30, now down to 25. And he's not taken these guys, which is, in my opinion, a mistake. Unless I'm blind. Yeah, there's only one card of these. He's not taking these, so you have too many options really in this division. Alright, let's have a look at what else he's got in here. So the BT7s, everyone should be familiar with these by now. Pain in the ass, really fast tanks, you can get in and out. He's also done the correct thing here. He's Molotov infantry. He's got 3 in A and 6 in B in the recon tab, which is pretty much a must thing to do. He's not opted for these guys as well to bolster things. You could bring these in B maybe. Yeah, maybe it's just not that efficient in terms of activation points in your tab. And then you've got the other deadly thing in this unit, which is, I would take all of these, but he's not. He's just taken 2 of them. These things are just ridiculous. They basically fire almost as fast as mortars. As we look at this one, should be 14 rounds per minute, decent accuracy, and they do. The HE damage is decent. They've got smoke as well. The heat can do something as well. Take out the occasional tank here and there. So these things are really good. He's not opted for the 120mm. Oh, you don't get many in this division actually. Oh. Oh no, it's unusual. Very unusual. Oh, it's huh? I've never noticed this in this division before. Excuse me. This is weird. Yeah, because usually it's 120mm. It's 4 and 6, but this is a 107mm one, which is what you get in I think New Zealand gets this, and South African maybe, and the Indian as well I think. And then this one, yeah, this one is just 2 and 4, which is, that's standard for the Axis divisions but not usually for the Allies. Yeah, also as I was mentioning, there's a triple DP, so these can do some work. I wasn't mentioning them. Where's the DT? Oh, it is actually in the Gorno Strelka units. Yeah, so this is why these can do some work at close quarters, but not a terrible amount. Not compared to Yakari, which are just filthy, disgusting. Anyway, so rest of the tab. AT guns in here. He is up against Lovas, by the way, on Kostritsa, and it's Maverick that IwonTheInternet is playing. So these are some of the best AA in the game in terms of the points and their effectiveness. A bit low on shells, but they are devastating. The range on it is really good as well. What else can we say here? ISU 152, I imagine he's going to want to bring these out in the open. He's got them in C phase though, I guess just for late game cover, because he is going for the Vanguard, so he will have a slight advantage in points once we get deep into C. This off map I think is overpriced. It's a bit meh. It's a tough one. Oh no, it's not this one, sorry. I'm thinking of a different division. Hurricanes, decent fighters. You need to have them out already to sort of covering the skies. You can't call them in to shoot something down, it won't work. The P40s, very good in this division. They can do some work. It says bad resilience, but for some reason I tend to find these seem to resist a lot of fire. They do quite well. And the Bostons, no Hurricane anti-tank. Again, it would have been useful because it's going to be, even though they're lighter tanks, the Turans, there'll be a lot of them around. And the Duskers and Maxims. Alright, anyway, let's go have a look-see at IwonTheInternet's deck now. And here we are. That's IwonTheInternet's deck. Yeah, excuse me, my voice goes a bit weird because I'm switching between screens and pausing it, so I'm a bit like speaking like a robot sometimes. Anyway, Lovas. So I'm going to give my full critique of this deck, because this is one of my favourite divisions. One I played more than anything else, quite easily. Yeah, these have been reduced to 20 points now, the Flame Squads, and they're good. They're good. They're really good. And people always talk about Lovas being extremely slow. You chuck these in this thing, 80 kilometers an hour. It's not that slow, it's not that fast, but you can get to the front fairly quick. And the same kind of business for the motorbike 90 here for the Flamers. So you can get to the front line, and also, of course, the Swallows. I don't know how to say that. That's Swads, but I'm not even going to bother. Anyway, yeah. So you can get to the front reasonably quick with Lovas, with your initial units, just to hold the flanks. Now, the tank tab, I used to be dead against Turan 2s because I just didn't think the HE was worth it. But since it has been changed, it's now on par with the AT gun. So now it does 2.2 damage. Before, I think it was 1. Wait, what's the Turan 1? Yeah, that's yeah, 0.8. I think the Turan 2 was something like 1.5 before. I just didn't think it was worth it because its AT capabilities is not quite as good as the Turan 1. This can actually deal, believe it or not, this can deal with medium tanks because the rate of fire is so fast. If you get two and get a flanking maneuver on something like a Sherman, you'll knock it out, or any sort of medium tank, just because of the rate of fire. And then if you've got two of them doing a pincer movement, you can actually fire so fast you end up suppressing the tank, and then get side shots in that way. So you will tend to lose one of them, but it's a fair trade-off. Whereas the Turan 2, you need to be kind of really close for these heats to hit because the accuracy is quite low. If you're doing it from max distance on these, like 1,250 meter range, you're going to hit nothing, and you should always turn off the AP shells on this thing because it's just, unless you're literally putting the town to deal with some light armor and snipe some half tracks, then I'd turn this on. But this intense micro, you best just leave it off most of the time because yeah, it's the same rate of fire for both of these. Also, the Tram 1, as you can see, the rate of fire starts at base 17, whereas Tram 2 is base 12. So that's why I always favour a Tram 1. But now you get many more of these in B. So you get 15 here, unvetted, whereas you get 12 here. Upvet 11, upvet in this in B 9. So you get a couple of extra ones. Anyway, and this is the amazing AT weapon, very cost efficient, very good. It also does the HE damage. This is basically the same gun as on the Turan 2. So think of it as like a static Turan 2 which can not get sniped by AP shells. So good work. Very, very, very nice unit this. Also on Lovas you get, if you want to deal with bigger tanks, you've got plenty of these, but as we can see he's up against Gorno Strelke, so he's not going to be up against many sort of heavy tanks, and he's got the Jagdpanzer to deal with anything else, so he's just got one card of, are these actually Pack 40s exactly the same or not? I think, yeah, they're basically Pack 40s, yeah. Just got less APCR, I think. These things generally not worth it, unless you know you're going to be up against a KT, you just want to drop it right next to it and fire, then, but yeah, it's just nuts, there's no need to do that. Yeah, anti-tank rifles are really good, 40mm pen, and Shrek squads, definitely want some of that. Nimrods, if I'm playing Maverick, I tend to take these in A, because because people tend to target their opponent's AA if they come out early and get rid of it quite quickly. With a Nimrod, you can just sort of shift it around. I also like these things as well. Just another AT option to have in your back line in case someone breaks through. And yeah, everything else, I think it's a well-built deck. There's nothing wrong with this. I don't opt for this one though. I do go for the infantry commander. But yeah, this is fast maneuverable if you want to shift it around a bit and boost up your AA or whatever you need to. The only thing I would say that is generally standard in here is you take the cluster bombs. You get 2 cards of these as well, but again, up against Gorn Strelki, not much need for them. Because yeah, if you want to target like things like BT7s, they can just reverse and get out of the way so quickly. So those are the decks. Those are the decks. Oh, one thing here, I'd have to say, big critique in the infantry tab. Low vest, I can understand taking these because they're just a bit cheap infantry to start off with, but generally, I think it's a bad idea. You've got 2 gollies, double vet. I do the same thing almost. Yeah, I actually do this. He's got 3 cards. I don't do 3 though. 3 double vetted gollies. These are just phenomenal units. These are one of the best mid-range infantry units in the game. These will box quite well with even Wantsomenoob. They're seriously good. And these things, on the other hand, I never use these, and I would never use them. There's no need for them. 13 man, Husarok, you've got 16 men here. He's got better submachine guns, more rifles. Yeah, the light machine gun's not that great, but so what, you've got 16 men. And it's 5 points less. There's no reason not to take Husaroks. I would switch these out for the Lovas, and I would switch them out for both of these. I would usually put a Golly in C, or well, in B, sorry, and then Husarok in C, maybe, and a Husarok in A. Something like that. But yeah, these are not bad, but there's just better options in this division. And this is the killer decision always for me, is do I put this in A or B? Because you only got 1 close quarter infantry. I tend to, because I don't take the low vests, I tend to take these in A, because it's a cheaper 20-point infantry. It could just help you secure the fogs as well, in combination with the flamers. I do have some decks, like more balanced decks, where I chuck these in B maybe, for more flamer options. But anyway, those are the decks. So let's jump to the game right now. So here we are in Kostritsa, and we have IwonTheInternet on the right and Wantsomenoob on the left. What's going on here with their movements, I wonder? Gollies into the centre town, they're going to wreck things. We've got Shrek anti-tank rifles, machine guns, more Shreks, AT guns, Tran 2, Tran 1. Bit light on a Tran 1 in the top with the Tolly 2 Recon, which is a really nice little tank too. 2 Tolly 2 Recons in here and a Tran 1. Yeah, so these are quite capable of dealing with the BT7s, which is all it's going to have in B. So the option to go for the Tran 1s or Tran 2 here in the centre, I maybe have gone for 2 Tran 2s in the centre myself. But yeah, I'm nitpicking to say the least. Gorn Strelki, where's the sappers? There's no sappers coming in here, so it looks like he's going to play defensive in this area. There's one Superi here, and Superi here, so it looks like he's going fairly defensive. Wonder what his plan is. A lot of machine guns. He might be going for the air tab, but I do think Lovas is... People often underestimate it, because it does have a strong air tab. There's not many options, but what it has are good enough. The JU-88 bombers, Focke-Wulf bombers with medium resilience. You got Focke-Wulf fighters. It's not the best ones, but they're decent. Excuse me. And you got the Recon Focke-Wulf planes, the funny things with the square tail on. Well, they are really, really nice. You can sometimes do some seriously dirty cheese moves with those, like bring out a couple of them right at the start and just completely block off Someone's opener. Should be starting any second, I imagine. Oh no, I've got my activate Windows on there. Yeah, I think I might have to just dish out and pay for that because I'm sick of just deleting it all the time. Gets annoying. Anything else to say here? Oh yeah, I did want to say I can't remember who it was. It was Attack Power Gaming or Hobo Tango talking about saying Lovas are not that good and you should only play them if you're really good. I don't think that's true at all. They're a division I kind of learnt to play the game with, to be honest. The benefit of playing with a division like this is based on the infantry play, and learning infantry play is one of the most important things in this game, I would say. It has some seriously strong infantry, but you can't just throw it away because some of it is costly, but it also got sustainability because they're so large, the squads, that they last long. And the Tyrans, you just really need to figure out how to work them. Think of them as support tanks which come in there and they can basically team up and overwhelm at close quarters, like round about 750 meter range. Get Tyran 1s in there against mediums, they will mop them up. As long as you outnumber your opponent, for sure they'll do that. And you've then also got your AT, slow old man. Yeah. I'm sometimes slow with my deployment. Maybe he's constipated on the toilet, who knows. There's a charming image for you. Just one flamer in there. Is he bringing? Low-ves. There's no dedicated CQC, there's very limited CQC inventory. It's like everyone's playing super defensive. Here this can be a bit of a problem, because people can invest lots of units into here and then gain very little for it. But if you break through this area, you can get into all these forests and then over into here, then start pressuring onto here. But it is a tricky map. I think red side is probably a little bit more difficult, but it is overall, I'd say it's a fairly balanced map. This, I'm talking, people would disagree with me there. They might say blue side's weaker. I say that just because if you get into here, you can kind of get into this area. You can start cutting off the back line a bit. And if you do sneak in through these forests here, you can start causing havoc around here as well. But on the flip side, this can be, if this is rushed, you can get all the way into here and cause all kinds of problems as well. So you usually have some kind of weaponry in the forest here to deal with anything coming across this area or this area. And people often neglect this area at the start of the game. I think these are good to rush at the start of the game, either to get these flags or to get this flag over here. Can be good. If you can, from red side, you can sneak into these forests too. And then later on, if you can put pressure onto this area, clean things out here, then get an AT gone into here. Yeah, you can cause havoc. He's a slow old man, isn't he? Do. Well, I think I will just pause it a second and fast forward, because I had no idea it's going to be this slow. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, we're off to the races. Oh, what's going on here? Is that slow old man going to be there all game? I hope not. Whoa. Any dodgy moves going on here? Yeah, nothing much. He's gonna... IwonTheInternet is gonna sneak this flag here. Oh, of course, there is the income discrepancy here. I am vastly in favour of IwonTheInternet. Mostly down to pure bias, because it's Lovas, and I love Lovas. I'm really confused about this. This is a huge mistake from Wantsomenoob, because these have got MGs which cannot fire at under 200 meters. So it's basically got, these are two rifleman squads here, What are they going to do there? Absolutely nothing. These guys will just mop them up. Very puzzling. So he does have the advantage very early with the flags because he's a bit faster. In the north, I think there's going to be a bit of action. Golly Husarog. Looking at the units we've got in here at the moment, and the units coming in, I think Wantsomenoob is going to be in trouble. Tram 1's making way through. Low Vest just sitting here, not doing much, and the recons he's going right round the back. Yeah, perfectly valid thing to do on this map. You should be expecting this kind of thing. I usually put some AT weaponry, infantry around here somewhere. Sometimes even put a light AT gun in here just to stop this kind of thing, or here, because it happens a lot. IwonTheInternet 1311. I'm not quite sure what Wantsomenoob is looking to do here. Maybe he's just building up. He's got more BT7s coming. He's looking up to build up a force of them and then just charge in, I reckon. Oh, the beautiful AT rifles caught out in the open there. Oh, he's managed to fall back in time. Is he going to survive? Just about. Tram 1 is likely to get taken out by the combination of BT7 and the AT rifle. AT rifle doesn't have sight though, so he's going to get the BT7. Nice. This AT rifle can deal with it though. Golly's not moving up yet. BT7 being repositioned to the south. BT7 push coming now. The groupers coming through as well. They're going to be decimated very quickly by the Gollies. Gollies lost no men. Just got a little bit stressed. Shrek is going to come through, take out these BT7s, I imagine. Did he lose his Tram 1? I think he lost his Tram 1, yes. Got more Trams coming in. The BT7s are... I understand his strategy here is good, because these are fast and manoeuvrable. You can get them in and out, so you can get the snipes on the Trams without getting shot at themselves. But Tram 1s have got really high rates of fire, so... Oh, Shrek. Is the other Shrek going to have any luck? No, he's just being cautious with it. 12-12. Told he's getting to the back line now. They're going to start sniping these transports that are coming in. Should be some heavy pressure coming in around this area fairly soon. If he starts to snipe these. A lot of BT7s. Managed to take out the Tram 1 there. Not seen any airplay as of yet. Oh, there you go. Boston coming in. If he gets those Gollies, that's a nice hit. Gollies are really powerful units. Oh, only lost one man, but did hit the leader as well a bit. But not the most effective bombing run. There's no mountain guns out as yet. These Toldies might, I think they will be able to deal with the BT7. They're going to get the drop in him. Oh, only one of them is going to fire at a time. It's going to be close. Toldie 2, higher rate of fire though, does manage to deal with it. Now this is a big problem for Wantsomenoob. How is he going to deal with these? You have to bring out an AT gun now? Maybe a bomber? Need some recon AT units into here to take care of them. But it's like a thorn in your side. If you leave it, it can fester, turn into big, big problems. Wantsomenoob has got the tick going. 14-10, just needs another flag now. Wants to start double ticking as soon as he can, really. Pushing back the Gollies. Again, going to stroke it, not the best unit in the game at all, but in this situation, this matchup, they're going to do some work. They're going to have the advantage over the Gollies. In the open, they'll get wrecked by the Gollies, though. This is where you want to have your Husaroks, really. I'm surprised he didn't bring any. It's just, yeah, I think it's a bad choice in his build here, because they have the AT grenades. You pop them in here, there's no chance tanks are coming through. Or maybe he's just betting on them his opponent thinking about that, so not getting too close. Fuck off bomber coming in, the recon bomber. Always a nice unit to have. Where are these going? Or is just sitting out in the open? Probably better to put them further out round here. Maybe get them back here to have a look, see on what's coming in on the road. 3-star Charan 1's there. Charan 2 out in the open there. This recon could do with moving this forward, get some eyes on these units. As the Lovas moves forward though, the machine gun will start firing and the Charan 2 will start to deal with it. Fuck-off bomber coming in now and into the town. Excellent bombing run. What? Where's the AA? Why is that wrecked like that? Where's the AA? Or did I miss some kind of plane engagement? Ah! There's the ZIS. Yeah, there's ZIS 12 over there. Very deadly. But yeah, medium resilience. These fucker bombers do work. Golly's coming in. He's going to get the flag. He's going to get it back to a 12-12 here. Or is he? Yeah, if he pokes out a bit too far, or the BT-7 will start firing on him. These flames need to move into this region, I would say. Deal with the Gornostrelki in there. I'm surprised that there's not much of a push coming through here. The Gornostrelki, he did opt for that. Actually, where did these... Are these the tanks? Ah, he got a bit too aggressive with them. And, yeah. M3S Comroti dealt with them. To 12-12 now. Coming to the end of Phase A. So Wantsomenoob probably wants to sort of consolidate his position a little bit here. Just fortify where he is at the moment. Prepare himself for the onslaught of the Maverick income. But is he going to make the mistake that I make all the time of overextending? Oh, excuse me. Oh, these are the guns. Here we go. These things, vicious. He just wants to deal with the mortars. I would generally be trying to not use these to fire on one target, but looking to just blow up these buildings, suppress infantry as much as possible. Well, the Gollies have managed to push back this Gornostrelki with 2 squads. Gornostrelki and Azure Forest got taken out. I imagine the BT-7 got that as well. This Shrek still not moving yet. If you just bring this out here, can do some serious work. He must have noticed by now. He's moving the Gollies, he's not moving the Shrek. Tran 2 laying down some fire onto the Maxim. Tran 1 pushing through. Looks like he might be going for a surround here. Tran 1, not the best as a support tank, but by no means the worst. Any tank in support with machine gun and some HE rounds is going to do a nice job. Off map coming down. Unfortunately, there's not a lot in it. There really isn't. In the south, all is quiet in the forests. Tram 1 is not going for another sneak around with the tanks. What happened to his Comroti? Oh, here it is. Battling against Charan 2, is it? Or Charan 2 is distracted, I believe. It's going to go down. Oh no, they're just out of line of sight of each other, I believe. BT-7 takes down Charan 2. Nice. Charan 1 does not have... Oh, it does have sight on it. These lines of sight. Yeah. Rate of fire helps there with the Charan 1. The Shrek's coming in now, but the tanks are all gone, practically. We're still at a 12-12, and we are just hitting Phase B now. Boston coming in. Where's this guy going? Looks like he's going... oh, need to zoom in a bit more. Going for the Charan 1. Not a terrible option, but push back. The 40mm AA, 1-star, deals with that one, no problem. OB-25 here. I guess that was what took out the Charan 2 back here, but they've managed to decimate the MGs. Looking very, very weak in this position at the moment. 2 recon units here. He really wants to be able to see. Lovas sat in the open. And, oh, this is a light. I guess we missed that. That would have been the 105mm off map, which is good just for doing this, suppressing. If you can move him for a surrender now, that'd be amazing. It does kill. Surely that wasn't... Has he got artillery on? Surely. Wow. That was a very lucky shot. Because that off-map usually does nothing. The off-map has been destroyed wherever it was. Was that 1410? And it was this off-map. There we go. That's why. Now that makes much more sense. Yeah, that was a big boom off-map. It did kill a lot of these units as well. 1311. Off-map, counter off-map. This one's going to be devastating here. This one's going to do equally nasty work. Let's see how these fall. These units should be dealt with. Maybe might be looking to get the AT weapon as well. Yeah, mountain guns doing some serious damage as well. Nimrod at the back. One of the best AEA weapons in the game, if not the best. Well, actually it's not the best, but I think Toulon has something which is just ridiculously powerful. But for 100 points, I'd say this is probably more cost efficient. Really nice unit. And this could wreck tanks as well. And infantry. Off map laying down is... I don't think these BT-7s are in the circle of death, so they'll be alright. Is M3S Comrade going to survive? It really needs to. If this stays alive, then he's still got an anchor in this position. It is staying alive. It's going to stop his units from surrendering as well. He needs to retreat to Konostrelki here. Okay, won't get surrendered with a leader there, but it's still going to get killed. BT-7s doing nice work. IwonTheInternet. Oh, that was the off map I thought came in. It just got destroyed. Yeah, this will do some suppression, but won't kill anything really. Still a useful tool. That's 1410, and there's 6 minutes left for phase B. So Wantsomenoob is not in a terrible position right now. Not in the best, but not in a terrible position. Yeah, he's been kicked out of the town. He needs to reinforce into here. He needs some TNT units in this region. I would also be doing the same thing around here. Oh, Moskaya Avto. These things will decimate anything under 100 meters. Anything bar Marrow, that is. Konostrelki coming in now. Should be able to mop up this unit. Might even get a grenade off into Tran if he moves it in time. Very interesting game this. Bombs coming down. Nice bombing run. Is this going to do work? Decent hit that time. Looks like he might get out of the off map unless he stops and shoots at these units. I think he's going to make it out just in the nick of time. Oh. Sometimes they do fall outside the circle a little bit. But yeah, he's out. Nice. So the off map's going to maybe kill the Superior and that's it. Oh, a little bit of suppression here. Oh, that's from the tank. In the town. Really brutal fight going in here. Tran 2's coming in. Taking out the leader. One more BT-7 left in this area. Likely to go down. Tran 2 goes down to this BT-7, which is now under fire from 2 more Tran 2s. And he's got the AP on, so the chance of this killing is how high actually? 55. What's the armor on this? It might actually be worth it. Oh, it's... Well, yeah. Fair enough. I wouldn't turn it off then against BT-7s. It's more accurate. So, yeah. Very nice choice. Just spamming Tran 2s in this would have been a good idea. As much as I love the Tran 1s, they do better against the M3Ss, that's about it. Jagdpants are now covering the road. This 2... just out of range. This would be able to pop this thing. It is... what's the pen on it? Yeah, 120 against 105. Yeah, BT7s are being whittled down now. Maybe that was the last one to go down. Maybe he's got no more. Whereas Turan 2s, Turan 1s, you can have them for days and days. Still on a single tick. 3 more minutes for B. So effectively, he wants to hang on for another sort of 6 minutes, then it's sort of going to even up on the points. Oh no, it's going to be a bit longer than that, isn't it? Yeah, well, probably about sort of, yeah, about 6, 7, 8 minutes. But it's not looking terrible for Wantsomenoob at the moment. The south is looking very bleak, though, I have to say. He definitely needs to get more CQC units in here. These needs to get them deep in the forest. These will probably be able to mob these up. As long as he didn't get suppressed too quickly and surrendered. If he gets them one at a time, can probably take them out. Strafe in the Turan with a Hurricane. He's probably regretting not bringing in the Hurricane rocket plane now for taking out these little tanks. More Turans coming in. And the Husarok MG42s, which, yeah, like I said, not a fan of them. Not a fan. I think these are more valuable if you're using in more sort of team games where it's a more open map, so you can make use of the MG42. In a surrender again. Was it an early surrender? I do think he was out-traded, but let's have a look. He was definitely out-traded, but not by a terrible amount. So Wantsomenoob, I think it's just a case of sticking at it a bit longer. You never know when you're going to turn it around. You can just have one play which can turn the game, turn the tide of the game. He was definitely at a disadvantage, though. There's no doubt about that. Yeah, in terms of map position, he probably just felt he couldn't deal with the town fights, and he made some fatal errors. Like the grouper, DP grouper, they can't fight at 100 meter range, yet he put them in a position to fight at 100 meters. So it's basically 2 rifles. Maybe he just got these confused. He thought it was the what they called the superior units, which would make sense to put in that town in that position. Not a lot of equipment doing work here. Off map taken out by the ZIS-2 and the Focke-Wulf recon plane as well. ZIS-2, ZIS-12, sorry. Comrati dealing with those soldiers at the start. There's nothing doing anything fantastic here. Whereas on IwonTheInternet side, Turan 2 taking out OB-25s. It must have been a mutual destruction there. Yeah, Golly Husarok, I mean, look at the work they do. Well, these groupers, they don't count. They're in a silly position. Gonastrelki DP. They will out-trade these things all day. Again, I think this was at the start again. These are just... Yeah, it's just a mistake. Big mistake. Other than that, Focke-Wulf bomber only come in that once and took out those things. Probably got suppressed the rest of the time. Turan 1, BT7, Gonastrelki groupers. Gonastrelki get Gonastrelki decimated by the Gollies. No surprise there. I guess these got caught out in the open mostly. Yeah, nothing with an amazing performance here, I'd say. What a decent game. So at the moment, it's 2-0 to IwonTheInternet. So game 3 does look like Wantsomenoob has to step it up a bit. Hopefully he's watched his videos back and had a look at them and analyze them and would realize that he seems to have just... What I did mention in the game I recorded before, it looked like a bit of a rage quit, because right in the back line it was the partisans. He got a double stug kill with them, and he just like surrendered instantly after that. It also did snipe the off map as well, and it also sniped a infantry unit. I didn't see because I bloody quit the screen, didn't I, too early, like an idiot last time. Pressed this by accident. Oh no, that is the right one, isn't it? Oh, is it? Yeah. All right, yeah, that is the one that I shouldn't be pressing, but I did. All right, yeah, so that's that anyway. But we're gonna have to see Wantsomenoob step up his game a bit and pay more attention to the units he has in his division. Because yeah, he's a lord in Hobo's clan, and yet some of the I can't get over the DPs. He must have saw Grouper and thought it was something different and put them in there because it was just suicide putting him in that position. Sorry to go on about that. Might be a bit mean. But yeah, Wantsomenoob. Hope he can step it up a bit more next game. Division choices were alright for this map, I would say. Yeah, Lovas, they're not terrible in CQC, but they're by no means good. That's why they're not on my list at all. And I play Lovas a lot. They can cope because they've got so many men in their squads. They can kind of survive in the forest a little bit. And you got a few flamers. You got some the Asaroks. You get 6 of them in phase A for TNT units. You got little flamers as well. So yeah, they're all right. They can handle themselves, but not for any sustained amount of time. So I feel if Wantsomenoob had taken the fight into the forest more, he would have had a hell of a lot more luck. Anyway, that is that. Hope you enjoyed. Can't wait to see game 3. Hopefully Wantsomenoob can step it up and we get a longer series going here. And bye Z for now.